Is there anything downloaded in the
No,
background?
I've just checked everything. Mine, Floyd's, and Emily's is off, so everything's fine. Just checking the new stream now. Anybody on track? 664.
Yes.
Yes.
Ian McGowan.
Right. So that all looks fine there. So let me copy that link. Live screen properties.
Yeah, Matt, I
Love you,
decided to try and do perfect donuts because last night was a shit show.
What, donuts?
Yeah, did you not see some of it? Drove, spun, and then rolled. Drove, spun, rolled. It was like, what the fuck are you trying to do, boys? Turn traction control off.
Right, that already looks a lot better, so.
Harris, I was using you for reference and then realised the brakes are shite.
Oh, he hit you off, did he?
No, we both of us were pushing each other, and then I went, fuck, I've hit my brakes late. Harris was using me as a brake reference, and then realised, oh, my brakes are shit, I've hit them late. And we both just went dead deep.
Question. Did Daz hit you, Dan?
No, I hit Daz.
Oh, I thought that was an aggressive chop from Daz, if I'm going to be honest with you.
He's sitting there, right? I tell this little fucker. He's like, what did he say? Thanks, Crook, by the way. All seems to be working fine on YouTube. Is all okay for the men. Yeah, we'll keep up to date and make sure it's all running fine. But Daz, yeah, I chase him, I catch him, and he's like, oh, go on, mate, got the inside. And I'm like, dude, the championship's done. It's all been fun. I won't get it, yeah?
You fucking did, though.
I had a slight rub.
Daz, from our angle, it looked like you chopped his nose off, I'm not going to lie.
No.
I think we are
Dude,
comms was like, oh, he's chopped him.
I left enough space.
That was a light rub. It wasn't
Check my
like
penalty record of the
Monza.
season, Matthew. Check my penalty record.
Let's have a
That's all
look.
I'm
Penalty
saying.
points. Dan Davis.
And check
1.
mine as well.
Darren Yo, none. Yeah, you're right, Daz. He did hit you. Yeah, he's a dirty cunt with that one penalty.
I'm
point.
just going to emphasise
Yes.
that's 100% increase on my
Exactly,
level.
Crook. Exactly, Crook. Rubbing is racing.
You
He
what,
left
sorry,
the door
Mike?
open.
Tibbs has got a ban, remind him. I don't really know.
Oh, God. In the end, Daz got out of my way.
Got out of everyone's way. It looks on it. Kept wind deep
Yeah,
in
he
fucking
did.
hairpins. Fuck me.
Fucking shit.
Fucking how
you know
many
that middle
fucking
pedal,
Instagram
Daz?
posts?
Yeah, that's
It
what I
locked
mean,
up,
yeah.
mate. It locked up.
Turn your fucking ABS on.
It is on.
Okay, no, it didn't look like
But
it.
I-
then. Right. How long's
Fucking
this
hell.
session?
Ian McGowan banged 26.5 first flying
Well,
lap.
this is the fastest session as well, mind.
You don't normally get that on your first flying lap though when you jumped in a session, to be fair.
Yes, James. Yeah. Right. I'm just going to run to the toilet, so I'll join back into the other party. Best luck for race 2, boys.
Yeah, no worries.
Cheers.
Ah,
Are you two jumping in party after? Some final words from the admin, like John did
Yeah,
last night.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Probably will.
All right,
I'm gonna do donut. I'm gonna do perfect donuts.
Right.
Me.
And
Or
Which one
don't
was
roll
it?
around with us. With me.
oh, if you watch the stream back, by the way, you might.
That's after.
Did anybody see what happened to Jamal? Please tell me you did a Sam. Did you do a Sam?
Yeah. Watch my stream back.
Right, when we caught him on stream after, he couldn't move the car because he was fully square on in the pit lane.
He hit the curb and dirt, and instead of like where Sam like span and then caught it,
Yeah.
and then went straight in, Jamal just kept going round and then just ended up perfectly slide onto it.
Brilliant. Right, best luck for race 2, boys.
be back. Put load on the other party. Is my headset working? Yeah. left.
Started my stream, restarted it. Thankfully, McGowan was on track to just have a watch around. Looks better already on my POV. So, yeah.
I think YouTube's just taken a massive.
Yeah, I just restarted the streaming.
It's a bit like Twitch did because your tax forms are wrong. Yeah, if you go on where it says that thing, there's a drop box.
Yeah.
You click on it, a drops box, and that's national insurance underneath.
I had to do 2 forms: royalty tax interview and service tax interview.
Yeah, both of them national insurance.
Right. I've done them both.
Because that's what ours is anyway, isn't it? So my earnings 0. I haven't earned nothing for about 3 years.
Oh look, your estimated net balance represents your earnings up until November 30th. Any earnings made in December will be reflected in your next payout. I got $60 coming out. Is that in my thing?
Mine's 0.
That's still connected to my thing, isn't it?
Your PayPal. Mine's connected to my PayPal.
Yeah, mine is, I think. Let's head over to PayPal. Oh, fucking $60 worth sat in my PayPal right now. Gaming Watchman, log in. I've got 46 quid sat in there. Fit out.
Everyone's in the pits now. No, we'll be in the qualifying quite quickly. No Gary yet.
PayPal to your bank account. No, I'm going to text him in a minute. Transfer money to there. £45.92. Is Gary even online? Yes, he's online. Fucking hope Gary gets in. Oh.
What?
There's a female driver going into GB3 next year. Did you know Ollie Behrman was GB3?
Can't remember. Probably.
Oh, she did the W Series and F1 Academy.
Oh, the W Series, no, that was a success. Not. No one's going out yet to qualify apart from Harris. Harris was the first one out.
Thank you. We'll have to get around a little bit more. Floyd!
Dan in the comments says that was so much fun.
Stop it up, please, thank you. Right.
So the Lexis are leading the way out of the pits.
Yep. Right, I'm just going to interrupt and check the quality of the stream from my end. 1080p. It all looks better. Right. Ready? 5, 4. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the final qualifying of the year. It is the final time we get to see the cars on track. We believe the stream is now sorted, so please let us know if the quality does look a lot better. Obviously, the audio will be kept as it was, but we do believe the video is better. It'll be Dan to take us through the first lap of qualifying. The SimPlay Racing drivers wanting to get on with this here. But it is the final qualifying fill of this season. And Dan, who's taken 9 out of 12 poles, can he make it at 10 from 13?
Yeah, and can it be deafened for the 13 many times?
You might not be deafened yet. We'll see what happens in this session.
Maybe he dips into the 125s.
Maybe so, as you can hear the planes going overhead here at Donington Port to land at East Midlands Airport then. Points Championship, the Red Line Junkies do move up the order. I believe now that they cannot finish second place. Ben stays hold of P4. Matt Wright and Skunky move up to 5th and 6th ahead of Overtaker. They will also lose out to Darren Yeo. He will in this, because Darren Yeo will score more than 6 points in this race. Schundelmeyer is on the qualifying ban, but he should get ahead of Paolo, maybe even McGowan in this one. and Clouden as well, looking to try and gain on Gary Leach. They are tied, but obviously Gary Leach missing that first race of the afternoon. Phil, great to be in the final qualifying, but it's that sad stage of the season where, you know, we just get the feeling that it's just coming to an end.
It is coming to an end, but it's coming to an end for a reason. Oh, I thought Dan missed Foggy S's then, but he didn't. But it's coming to an end for a reason. It's your favourite time of the year. Not mine, but your favourite time of the year.
Yeah, damn 100%. Let's see what happens then in this qualifying session as Dan Davis is coming up towards Goddard for the first flying lap of the session. Sky's obviously on a qualifying ban, so he cannot qualify. Here comes Dan Davis towards the line before Michael Harris, his Lexus compatriot, to the line for Michael Harris. As Dan did an invalid lap time, Mike also did an invalid lap time. Is that Skunky behind? It is. What does Skunky do? An invalid lap time. Darren Yo now goes quickest. Now Patrick Ledger goes quickest as well. The 140 of Ben is coming around to the line. What's he going to set? Nothing. What about Matt Wright to the line? Is he going to be able to set at that time? No, he's not. He's also invalidated. The 664 next of McGowan. Clouden's only just got out there, to be fair, Phil, so he's only just running, or I think he might be on his first flying lap. But
there comes McGowan round Goddard as he crosses the line.
Goes P2. What about Kieran O'Reilly as he comes to the line in the Aston Martin? He now goes P2, and we'll jump back to Jamal Clouden before Dan Davis will take us back over the line again then. So hopefully the stream is all working now for everybody in the chat, and that you can all see us in the chat and hear us and see us properly as well. We are hoping that Gary Leach does get in for this final race of the season, as Jamal Clouden enters into Goddard's. 10 minutes left to quali, and Gary Leach has got in, so that's great news. Great to see Gary in the session.
He's had no race one to figure it out.
No, but he's good around the British tracks. Dan still doesn't put a lap time on the board. Michael Harris it goes top of the timing screens. What about Mike Matthews? He doesn't improve that much. Patrick Ledger, it's not him. It was Skunky who got to line. He goes into the pole position time now. Darren Yo to the line. Stays where he is. Patrick Ledger stays P3. What about that of Ben now? So Dan Davis still no lap time on the board for him at the minute.
No, not by this time, isn't he? Maybe, judging by race one, don't need to start on pole. But
no,
let's see
exactly
what Dan can do.
Ben got up to P3, by the way, with Matt Wright staying P6.
Yeah, I'll keep it on Dan because he'll let me know if he's on a really quick time, because he'd be flashing his lights at me.
Gary, by the way, straight out the pit lane. He's come right out and ready to go. As Skunky now, O'Reilly now goes up into second place. Jamal Clouden 1.5 off the pole time at the moment. Going to be coming through. Harris is on an invalid lap. Darren Yo's on an invalid lap. Gary's on his out lap.
So see, as Dan heads into Melbourne Loop, buy the big can of indiscreet drink this time because it's clubbed up. It's normally Foster's or Monster Energy.
It's been like that for years, Phil. Been white for years at the bottom. Unless there's an event
because World
on.
Superbikes sit here. World Superbikes don't come in no more, do they?
No.
They go to Silverstone.
There we go. Dan Davis, 26-2. We're expecting big things from Dan tonight. Michael Harris on an invalid lap. Mike Matthews moves up to third. What is Skunky going to do? Just behind these then, he stays second place. Patrick Leisure, the Dutchman, P6 he goes. Darren Yo's on an invalid lap. 140, that's Ben. Coming around to the start line now. What's he going to do? He goes within 6/10. Matt Wright, does he improve? No, he does not. Gary Leach, we know, is on an outlap, and then it's Ian McGowan.
Yep, Gary's on an outlap, but very loose on that said outlap, but that could be Porsche things. Because Porsche. Speaking of loose Porsches, Sunday night, our fun event, we're going to have the Porsche Cup cars.
Look at Ian McGowan going P1.
Ooh, game on.
Yeah, game on indeed. Who's next? That's Jamal Clouden next to the line. So we have got our 13 runners out there.
Yeah, track is optimum. I'm surprised it's optimum when there's only 12 cars. But then again, though, it's a balmy day in the middle of December at Donington Park. That's 16 degrees.
It's never even 16 degrees in the middle of August when we go. Never mind in the middle of December.
Unless we have a silly heat we had a couple of years ago.
Admittedly, the lobby's set to 6, but it doesn't. You can't set it lower than 10 as Jamal goes into P9. Dan doesn't improve that time around. What about Mike Matthews? Does he find any improvement this time around? He does. He moves ahead of Skunky, but it's Skunky's to the line. He moves back ahead of Mike Matthews. Darren Yo's next to the line then.
Here comes Daz across the line. No improvement.
I think he's struggling a little bit, Daz.
Yeah, right. Gary is now coming up to Goddard's now. That's deep. That's very deep. That's not the line, Gary. That's the rallying line. Obviously that was invalidated.
Yeah. Who's next? 36. That's Jamal Clouden again. 7/10 off the pole currently.
Yeah, he was up there in practice though, wasn't he, beforehand? Yeah, as he heads down the Melbourne loop now. Dan's behind him, the car behind him on the road. Power unleashes the horsepower up the hill in, towards Goddard's. I think.
Gone a little deep there, Jamal, and kind of like took it like a V, brought it back in, just went a little deep on Goddard's, and he comes to the line, no improvement.
Dan's gone fastest to 26.0.
Yeah, tops the timing table at the moment. Patrick Leisure next on a valid lap. But Dan topping the timing screens, Phil, as he's done all season long, apart from 2.
Yeah.
No, apart from 3, sorry.
The Leisure moves up to P5. Dan's put a new set of tyres on the car and he's now exiting pit lane.
Probably lowered a bit of fuel as well with these new tyres.
Yeah, almost 6 minutes of the session left.
A few of the drivers last night were saying that they changed tyres around here. As Gary to the line, 1.9. Ellie did. Sam was saying that he did. It was for the better. It cost him in the long run, but it was for the better. So, yeah, interesting to see that. As Gary
what is it when the British GT
Gary sets off the time, sorry.
It's a 2-hour race they have here, isn't it? Not the 2 1-hour races.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, they would change tyres and that. Snet is the 2 1-hour races. Alton Park is 2 1-hour races. Silverstone's 3 hours. I think Spa's 2 and Donny's 2, yeah. Oh, Brands is 2 hours as well.
So yeah, there we go then.
On the GP circuit.
As Jamal Cloud now moves up into 6th place. Next car on a valid lap is out of Patrick Leisure.
Oh, Bentley took a fantastic win here in British GT, didn't they? A couple of years ago by having a wets on and it rained.
I don't honestly know. I've only just started watching British GT properly within the last year or 2. So I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah, they started the race on wets because they could see the rain coming. And obviously they won the race because everyone else waited until the pit stops to put the wets on.
Jamal Cloud's back into the pit, sorry Phil, as Gary doesn't find an improvement. Team SPR down the order tonight, 135's next.
That's Matt Wright in for Xbox Industries Racing. Their GT division, obviously, they must have an F1 division as well.
Yeah.
He crosses the line, and any improvement by Matt Wright?
No, kind of got to that lull, Phil, haven't we? Where no one's really making any massive improvements. O'Reilly, yeah, he's just moved up to P4, but not massive gains. Only 8/10 separating the top 10. It's the 2 Team SPR drivers outside of that 1 second mark. Darren Yo back in the pits. Ben doesn't improve. Harris on an invalid lap. The 998 of Elijah.
And that sounded like an elbow hitting a microphone then.
No, that was my pad hitting my wheel.
Whoops.
Elijah to the line. No time gain there. Dan Davis, I think, is on an outlap. 664 McGowan, I believe, is an outlap. Gary Leach is coming to the line. Daz could be done.
Yeah, Daz could be done.
74 of O'Reilly is in the pits as well. Gary Leach to the line, finds a 10th, exactly a 10th. Mike Matthews next to the line, 4 tenths off the pole. Gary pulling over, he could also be done. Mike Matthews to the line, doesn't improve either.
No, O'Reilly has come back out for a last-minute dash. For the cash.
In all fairness,
there is no cash.
Yeah, O'Reilly will get just the 1 lap in.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, we'll see.
Say 1 minute 30 out for pits, and so
yeah. I'll be surprised if Darren Yeo doesn't go another lap. Gary's probably sorted pressures.
Yeah, he's probably figuring out what he couldn't figure out, and because the genetics a bit different than his 992.
Skunky stays P3, Ben stays P10, Michael Harris stays P9. Gary's on his way out the pits. I think Darren Yeo is done here.
Gary's going to be close.
No, he's fine. 135.
Yeah.
I think he's absolutely fine.
He'll be the last man to set a quality that, I should think, wouldn't he?
I'd imagine so. Dan's just gone and done a 25.7. So Dan Davis breaks the 25 mark. He's already on pole. He's not taken pole at the last minute. He's already on the pole.
No.
Here comes O'Reilly then.
What can O'Reilly do?
The final quality. He says he's on an invalid lap time, but we'll just check it as he crosses line. Right, Darren Yeo cannot improve in qualifying. Neither can Sky Schundelmeyer. Neither can Ben. Ben is also done. O'Reilly to the line. He'll get one more. What about Mike Matthews? He did not improve. Jamal Clouden is on an invalid lap, is what it's saying on our screen.
Yeah, but sometimes the game lies. As he rounds Goddard's. No improvement yet.
No improvement at all there. So next person on a valid lap time is the 3:02 off Skunky. So let's see what Skunky can do here.
No BMWs on the grid, so the ultimate driving machine is a lie on that. Gantry gone across the circuit.
Yeah, there's nothing, none of them. Skunky stays P3. Harris stays where he is. The 131 of Gary, look, plenty of time, 11 seconds. The 998 of Leisure might even get a last run in just here. This will be close to get a last run in. He does it. He does it. McGowan, second place on the grid at the moment to the line. Dan Davis bails on his lap. The 74 of O'Reilly, what's he going to do? But McGowan stays second for the time being.
And lucky in race 1, it was O'Reilly with the pit. Probably forgot to put that 1 litre fuel in. No
O'Reilly stays where he is. Mike Matthews stays where he is. The 135 of Matt Wright, he stopped. We then go into the 3:02. That is Skunky.
Skunky
coming through the S's.
Down Melbourne.
Through the Melbourne hairpin goes Skunky then uphill towards Goddard's. What can he do around here? Final time this season in qualifying. Skunky towards the line. What's the lap time going to be as he comes towards it? Goes P2, takes it away from his teammate. The only man left out there on the lap is that of Michael Harris. Gary was done. And Michael Harris bails to the pit lane. So Dan Davis takes pole position, number 10 of the season. Great stuff from him in this qualifying session. Really was a good qualifying from him. A second covers the top 10. Daz and Gary a little off the pace at the back of the pack, Phil.
Yeah, but that's our final qualifying of the season. Well, unless you count the fun event on Sunday, where I believe it's going to be everyone out all at once, isn't it?
I believe so.
Oh, that's going to be fun. That will be really, really, really fun.
So Dan Davis, 10th pole of the season. That is Lexus's 11th pole. They're now tied with Bentley on 11 pole positions. But Lexus have 10 wins. They can go tied with Chevrolet on 11 wins if they get a race win in this second race. It's going to be an interesting one to see what will happen in this one, Phil.
Yeah, well, find out in the next hour.
Yeah.
Because I had to look past our reigning and current champion with Dan Davis for the race win.
Hopefully Tibbs has got enough fuel in this time.
Yeah, well, that was just... luckily it was downhills of the line, as I will take to swing a drink.
Yeah, thankfully for Sky it was downhill.
20 seconds.
And that was able to get him across the line at the end.
Actually, we ran out of fuel around Spa. Or the Nordschleife. There's... The final checks of the season are done. We'll begin the green flag lap.
Pole's gone out.
Poles are working now.
Yeah, poles are working now. You get the street fun event's being streamed, Chris, on Sunday.
Yoshi doing it.
Yoshi, I believe, with a special guest commentator, hopefully.
Our endurance commentator.
Right then, final formation lap of the season. If you like what you see here, hit that thumbs up button and the bell to be notified when we go live, as well as subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to get involved with anything SimPlay Motorsport, make sure that you hit that link down below to join our Discord or to join our Sim Grid, which we'll be using for the sign-ups for next season. We're also running, at the moment, a little Google Docs form where you can fill out and give us your say on who you think is what so far this season in terms of like driver of the season, most improved, commentator of the season, favourite track of the season, and see who's going to do what or who can do what at the moment. And I can tell you that so far, pro driver of the season is going the way of Dan Davis. Most improved is going the way of Ben. Pro-Am driver of the season is going the way of Richie Michelle. Most improved Richie Michelle. Best pro team SimPlay Racing of Dan and Mike. Best Pro-Am team Richie Corsa. Best manufacturer is actually going the way of the Porsche and the Ferrari. Commentator is going the way of myself. I've got 14 votes. Dan's got 7. Phil's got 2. No one's voted for Yoshi yet. Favourite championship GT4, smashing that one. And favourite track / round of the season is going the way of Bathurst. 3 tracks, Kyle Armin, Misano and Donington, tied on 3 votes apiece. You can press that link there and fill out this little form that basically allows you to vote for, or just to have your say on who you think's done what. As always, though, for the final time, don't forget to check in the description down below. Design Manchester produces of vinyl graphics, laser engraved gifts, mugs, printed clothing and much, much more, including SimPlay Motorsport merchandise. Head over to their Facebook, link is in the description. And check out Audio Sport, manufacturer of VW Transporter, T4 Audio Solutions and styling products. Go over to www.audiosport.co.uk or also check out their Facebook link in the description as well. Make sure you join the Discord, make sure you join the Sim Grid. If you want to be a Patreon, £3 a month, there's certain perks. We'll get into it a little bit into this race because for the final time this season, Phil, they're out the final corner and it will be
Skunky. McGowan's a bit ahead of Dan.
It'll be green and go here at the start of this race, and it's a great start pretty much from Dan Davies. He come from behind that of McGowan deep into turn 1. They all go. Ledger trying to go the inside. He's tapped one of the Red Line Junkies cars around, and I believe it wasn't Skunky, it was McGowan who got tapped around at the start. But I think Leisure's come off worse. Who is at the back? It is the 34 of Harris who has came off the ultimate worst, and the 36 of Cloud has been caught up in that as well. But Dan from Skunky at the moment with Kieran O'Reilly. Then it is that of McGowan with Mike Matthews, Patrick Leisure. Then it is Matt Wright from Ben, Gary Leach, Guy Schundelmeyer, Darren Yo, Jamal Cloud and Mike Harris at the moment. Not the start we wanted, but already we're getting the race we wanted of Skunky and Dan.
We have, yeah. What's been going on most of the season, hasn't there, between Dan and Skunky? There's already bollards are flying. Who's going to be the first person to take out the
Oh,
tire?
there was somebody around in the background. That is the 24 of Skunky then. Tywall's already gone on. Of Sky, sorry. Yeah. Tywall's already gone. It's Sky Shundelmeyer's round at Coppers. He's dropped down to the back of the pack now. Here comes Ben trying to get onto the back of Matt right here. They're all pretty close together at the moment. McGowan going back up the inside of O'Reilly, goes a little deep at the Melbourne hairpin. O'Reilly getting back alongside. Not really hurt that much for McGowan, because he's going to have that inside line back for Goddard. In they come now. Mike Matthews watching this on. Bit of hip and shoulder there between the two of them. Mike couldn't get on the power as quick as he wanted to. They both got a slow run out of the hairpin corner. Still together side by side down the straight. In towards Redgate they come for the second time. Still together side by side. They both are through Redgate. Now towards Hollywood. It looks like O'Reilly's got ahead, but McGowan trying to fight it. Now tucks back in behind. Good little fight that, Phil.
Yeah, as they drop down some of the best corners in Britain. The greater curves. Yes.
Mike's lost it! Mike's lost it! Bang into the wall hard with the rear. He bounces off it back onto the track, but he's lost the rear of the car. Here comes Jamal Clouden, a very slow Mike Matthews to get back going. And Jamal just didn't have enough to catch and pass that of Mike. He's now going to look around the outside. Darren Yo's had a moment somewhere because he's dropped behind Jamal Clouden as well. And Jamal now through on Mike Matthews. Oh, that damage looks nasty because he's sliding through the corners of Coppis there, Phil. This could spell disaster for Mike in race 2.
Yeah, is this rear wing a little bit wonky?
Looks a little wonky. The left-hand side, the right-hand side of that car took a wallop into the wall, especially the back quarter. You just see how twitchy that is through the corners. Leaders within half a second. Leisure side by side with Matt Wright at the exit of the hairpin. Something's happened to O'Reilly as well, by the way. He's dropped behind Gary Leach in this train of cars here. As here comes Ben and Gary. Leisure still defending from Matt Wright at the moment. Dan's just got Skunky a little bit more. And Darren Yo's got some front end damage as well, actually. He's really close to the back of mine.
Yeah, see, I've completely lost it now. Yeah, don't know what happened to Sky though, because he's apart from his spin. There is some damage on the front of his car, actually.
Yeah, I wonder if he tapped somebody or got tapped by somebody. It's going to be interesting. Elisha on the grass there through the exit of the old hairpin. That could give Matt Wright the run up towards McLean's. But there he comes. Not going to be able to, though. Matt Wright sticks where he is. Back down to Mike Matthews. He's got Darren Yeo and that of Michael Harris down the back, Phil. Sorry, what was you saying?
Skunky's right on the back of Dan as they head into the Foggy S's.
Yeah, he is into the Foggy TS as they come for the third time. No manoeuvres there for them two. Darren Yeo, though, has got Michael Harris breathing down his neck on the SimPlay straight. In fact, here comes Michael Harris. Pulls out to have a look up the inside of Darren Yeo in towards the Foggy TS as Darren Yeo has to yield that place. Was not going to make it through there together, so Michael Harris through and up another position. Kieran O'Reilly's close to the back of Gary Leach. We've got Matt Wright close to the back of Patrick Leger, and we've still got that, like you say, Phil, of the leaders. Skunky keeping Dan honest at the moment.
They have broken away quite a bit from McGowan now, though, haven't they?
Yes, McGowan obviously stuck behind O'Reilly, so his pace will be interesting, especially if these two start to fight.
Well, he just set fast a slab of a race.
Yeah, there we go. So he's obviously quicker than these two on the last time around, and if he carries that kind of pace up, Phil, that's going to be interesting to see who will do what in terms of getting close by the time the pit stops come around.
Yeah, there's... Oh, look at the back end of Mike's car. But he's now going to have Harris for company. As they head into the old hairpin to go under Starkey's Bridge. Well, when it used to go across the track.
Mike Matthews definitely struggling with a damaged car here. Michael Harris just right onto the back from straight away. Look, through McLean's, gets the run up towards Coppis, has the nose there. Mike Matthews yields that one. Doesn't really fight it too hard. Mike knows he's struggling there, I think, Phil.
Yeah, he does. It's not going to be a happy Ferrari. And about 20 minutes until the window open as well.
Shundelmeyer's around and returns to pit.
I can't click on him, he's retired.
Yeah, he's left the lobby. Well, That is the third retirement of the season for Sky Shundlemeyer. I can tell you that one for a fact. So, obviously the stewards will take to Sky Shundlemeyer and I'll ask him what the situation was as Gary gets a huge wiggle on the rear out the Goddard hairpin. And around to keeps it all together, but O'Reilly is now having a look up the inside in towards Redgate Corner.
Gary.
Very, very close there, Gary Leach.
Another wiggle.
No, sorry, but Gary there, very close to having his car turned around.
Yeah, it was. So late moving back across, wasn't he, Gary, there?
We've just had 2 more responses. Diz... no, I don't know, actually, let's have a look.
Oh, we're at the face of the race.
Chris has done the sheet, yeah.
Ben, and Ben.
Ben and Ben, yeah. Driver of the season, DJ Phil. Most improved, Robert Smith. Team of the season, BSP, Ben and Sky. Pro-Am team of the season, Team FBR, Fat Bloke and Sam. Best manufacturer, Ferrari. Favourite commentator, myself. Favourite championship pro. Favourite track, Valencia. Interesting.
Isn't that the first one Ben did quite well?
I think so. Tash Rook. I'm not sure who Tash is. I wonder if that's Ben's mum. Ben and Ben, DJ Phil and DJ Phil. BSP. Team FBR, Aston Martin, yourself, you've got a vote there, Phil, there you go, another vote for yourself, and Valencia as well. So there we go. Sky has retired from the race, and there we go, his mum has, it was Ben's mum. There's Gary just clipping the grass again. Darren Yo now on the back of Mike Matthews. Down the order, but O'Reilly's getting close to Gary. Gary cannot get close to Ben, and once again, Phil, Gary's behind Ben. They've had so many battles
come
this
back
season.
In.
Oh, there we go. Sky's back in. Brilliant.
That could have been internet.
Yeah.
That could be internet. That could have been.
So Sky's back in. Brilliant to see that Sky is back in. But Gary, once again, on the back of Ben.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Skunky's on the back of Dan. How many times has Skunky been behind Dan and probably nearly sick of the back of that Nexus?
Yeah, it probably is. Matt Wright is right up the rear of Patrick Leisure here. So it's going to be an interesting one to see.
Bit wide by yeah, I'm having trouble today.
Oh, excuse me.
No, I'll just hide ledger. Matt, right, having a look around the outside.
Oh, where's Ben gone? Just noticed behind. Camera's panned around.
Ben's gone.
Lost. Yeah, we've lost Ben.
Has Ben's internet gone?
Well, hopefully not.
Literally the final 2 days of school.
Hopefully Chris can tell us what
Meanwhile,
the situation
Skunky's
is.
got Dan, but he's run deep at Goddard's and Dan's back through for the race lead.
Well, there we go. Matt Wright also tried to have Patrick Ledger that we was watching, but we just noticed that Ben has gone. Hopefully Chris can give us an update on what has happened there. But the BSP Racing boys, that's not the way they wanted to end their season.
No, it isn't. Well, now Dan's got... Dan... No, that's just probably the car dancing down the corners.
Oh, there we go. Ben's back in. Oh, everything died apparently. It kicked him out the server, so not sure what's happened there.
Well, he'll be back. Well, as Harris is now in pretty much no man's land. He's 4 seconds behind Jamal and about 3.5 in front of Mike. But yeah, Mike's around again.
Yeah, well, his car is knackered at the old hairpin again, so Daz has got through. I've been watching this fight here between Leisure and Wright and Gary and O'Reilly, and Jamal hasn't gained on these like I expected him to. Matt Wright was side by side with Patrick Leisure down the SimPlay straight in towards the Foggy TS as Leisure keeps hold of that one for the time being. Wright gets a heck of a run, but has to stop all momentum. Now Gary gets one heck of a run on the pair of them who are going defensive on each other. Gary's to the outside of Matt Wright, looking round the outside of Patrick Leisure. Gary's gone so deep he's into next week, and Kieran O'Reilly and Jamal Clouden, thank you Gary for the carrots. Gary, I tell you where he was heading. There's a campsite just behind them factory buildings at the bottom of that hairpin. That's where we stay. Gary was heading back there for a bacon, sausage and egg sandwich. Cobb. No, bacon, sausage and egg Cobb, and he'll thank me for that. He'll understand it.
No, he's trying to find his chips.
No, that's the old hairpin. That's the old hairpin. Yeah, it must be something wrong with the G-Portal server itself then, Chris. Not sure. Hopefully he's back in and everything's good to go. But yeah, strange night with the interweb tonight.
So probably
YouTube streaming race 1, G Portal now.
You know where it's really got to struggle? Christmas Day, when everyone's got to get their new PS5s or Xboxes, and their networks are just got to crash, like they all do every year. Sky's back out on track. Mike has gone to the pits. I don't blame him. His car is knackered. Skunky's catching the back of Dan again. Yeah, there's a point, Fraser. Where are you this week? Huh?
I believe Fraser's on holiday this week. Tracy's back. Tracy says he's racing, so he's back out. Turn it off, unfortunately. I'm not sure what Gary Clarble means. Red flag, restart the race, says Chris. If only we could. Skunky's back on, Dan, like Phil's just said. But this fight here, there's 4 cars in this fight. And Gary's only 2 seconds off the back of Clouden. So he's not a million miles away from getting on the back of this. And also Harris is now close to the back of Gary.
Yeah, he is. And they're just a bit of a trolley train at the moment. Ooh.
And Matt Wright just cannot find a way through, can he?
No. That's the thing.
Have you gone anywhere nice, Fraser?
Yeah, is it nice?
So Mike struggling out there. Ben's back out on track.
So is Sky. So Skunky's right on the back of Dan again. Does he go for it down into the?
No, he's not close enough. Not close enough at all. Through McLean's goes Leger. Through Coppice, sorry, goes Leger. And Wright, and O'Reilly, and Clouden. Clouden again. Look, if you look at this, Phil, the four-way fight that was there, Clouden's just dropped slightly off the back of it a little bit.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, you got these two. You got McGowan on his own, and then this is most of the rest of the field.
O'Reilly's got the run on Matt Wright, and he's going to have the move done on Matt Wright. He's going to have to give Matt Wright the room. He's still there. Porks are on the apex. An absolute peach does Matt Wright. Now O'Reilly will have the inside line for Goddard's as they come back uphill. And over the brow they go. O'Reilly gets in front of Matt Wright, so that's another position for Kieran O'Reilly. Now he's going to have a turn to get back ahead of that of Patrick Leger as Gary's wide out the final corner. Back onto Dan and Skunky. Not any closer there is Skunky at the moment.
Oh, Skunky carried a lot of speed. But went wide, lost some momentum.
Yeah, we're back on this three-way fight. I just don't think Skunky's close enough yet.
No, he's not now. He's lost it a bit.
Harris gaining on the back of Gary. So this could be an interesting one, Phil. Could be a very interesting one here.
It could be, yeah. As we season 6 away. Oh, he's in Dubai. That's where we're up.
Lovely.
Don't we have PS5s or Xboxes out there? Yeah, I'll tell you what, with Skunky making that mistake, I could bring McGowan into it. For a fight for the lead. We've got 10 minutes until the pit window's open. O'Reilly has got in front of Leger at the Melbourne Loop. So O'Reilly now up into P4. Yeah,
he has got past Leger and moves
Clouden's
up.
now on the back of Wright.
Gary's wide again at the final hairpin. Michael Harris on the back of him. And now Michael Harris pulls out to the inside line, and Harris going to go up the inside of Gary Leach. They stay side by side through Redgate. Harris just bounced over the curb a little bit. Gary's just got to tidy up his lines at our final hairpin. Ballsy move for Gary. No, backs out of it, tucks back in behind. I thought he was going to go side by side down the Cravers. Now Matt Wright's back with Patrick Leger. Jamal's wide at the old hairpin, and Matt Wright's got to try and do what O'Reilly didn't get past him.
Yeah, he's probably seen where O'Reilly got past, so it'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, I could do that. As they head towards the Coppice. Onto the SimPlay straight, because what is it, Museum Straight or something, Exhibition Straight it's called in reality, but
No, I don't actually think it's got a name.
Because you've got the old exhibition beside it, haven't you?
No, that's actually an auction house.
Now, it used to be a museum.
Yeah, it used to be the museum, and it used to be the Dunlop Straight, and then since the Dunlop Bridge went, the straight had no name, and this is why we named it the SimPlay Straight, because it had no name, and every year we went to Doddy, it was like, oh, we'll just, get a marker pen and write that there. How does the standings look for Ben in 12th? Hard to say at the moment, without him putting all the results so far, so we'll leave that one to the end, but yeah, Ledger just struggling. Gary's dropped right off the back now, by the way, in P9. Him and Darren Yo, no pace in this race tonight. And I mean, where's Mike Matthews? Where's Mike pitted?
Mike pitted to repair the car, yeah.
So he's repaired the car. He's nearly a lap down. He's unlapped himself. Ben's unlapped himself a lap from him. So yeah, Sky's about to be lapped again. Obviously, the big thing as well, Phil, the new thing that came in this season in the rules and regs, any penalties carried over or gained tonight will be taken into next season. So if you end up with a quali or a race ban or a week ban, that affects your first race of the season.
Yeah. Hey, I really get people saying the stewards aren't harsh enough.
Well, we're about to get harsher.
Yep, they are. As here we are at sunny Donington, which is actually probably... It's a lie, it's probably freezing cold. As Ledger's defending, he's got his elbows out to keep Matt right behind him.
Pit window opens, not yet. We're still got 42 minutes left of this race. He can still hold on to fourth. He's 27 points ahead of Matt Wright, and at the moment, roughly, he's going to lose 11 points. So Matt Wright needs to make up more places at the moment.
And O'Reilly's slowly eking away now from Ledger.
Dan's dropped Skunky. That's 1.2 now, the gap. What else is in the chat? Chris Evans needs to sell the Dunlop sign back to Bridge. He does. Oh, massively he does. I mean, hey, when he brought it, because Donny was getting rid of it, what an acquisition. You tell, because I'd have that. I'd have that over the house, if I could.
You'd build up part of a house, wouldn't you?
You do, honestly. And yeah, what do you have to do for a week ban? Well, that's 15 penalty points for a week ban. 15 big ones. Right.
I would love to see the Dunlop Bridge back over there.
Yeah, I'd also love to see Starkey's Bridge with the little bluebird on the top that we used to have. Yeah. I'd love to see the Spitfire. Down the Crane of Curves used to have a Spitfire on display. That was nice. We used to have a spark plug Marshall's post at the Crane of Curves by the infield. Iconic.
All of that went when they tried to get the bid for have the F1 again.
Yeah, and that's not to do with the F1. That was to do with the old owner. Because what would have changed wouldn't have actually impacted any of that section of the circuit. So it was the old owner that did it, who actually then, I can't remember if he got arrested or he was found guilty of taking things from the track and selling them online, and making out they was bits from different areas and stuff, or things like that. So like, this piece of curbing's from when Senna raced here in '93 or whatever, you know what I mean? Things like that. And making out to be what it was, and was basically taken from the circuit and selling them. And that court case finished after MSV had taken over. And you know what? I go to Donny every single year. Massive hats off to MSV. The track is beautiful. The surrounding areas of the track is beautiful. What they're doing with it is fantastic. But you just miss them iconic bits. You do miss them iconic bits.
I miss Scary Tree.
Gary's just been disconnected.
Oh, that's free.
Because Gary's now just come back in the lobby.
But then again, though, that could have been Gary's internet in the first place. Because we've had that this season, haven't we?
We have. So, interesting.
Oh, Daz's car is heavily damaged. But...
Ledger and Wright, side by side, coming up the hill. And Ledger defends the inside. Oh, Matt Wright looked for the up and under. But Ledger Had parked her on the apex, an absolute peach. Can't get through. Jamal can't catch these two, by the way. Skunky's back within a second. Also, Ben is now on the same lap as Gary. So, for Ben, this could give him a few more points in this race. And as well for Sky, it could give Sky a couple more points as well with Gary, whether that's being a server problem or his internet. Right, back to Skunky. 7/10, not close enough yet. We'll stick back to Patrick Lager and Matt Wright. Let's give you a different view of this race. There we go.
3 minutes until the pit window opens, by the way, so...
If you've not driven around Donington, it needs to be number 1 on your bucket list. Dude, it is one of my ambitions there. Is Matt Wright over the exit curb of McLean's to go through. Walked it many a time. Every time we do the touring cars, we go for a track walk that night. We'll take a beer on the circuit with us and we'll walk around with a beer. And then, just as you start to come uphill towards McLean's, we'll jump over the barrier on the infield. By McLean's and Coppice at the top, we'll go to the infield campsite there. We'll grab a beer at the bar there, back onto the track where we left it, and walk the rest of the circuit back to the Garage 39 bar on the infield of the track, and they'll sit there and have a few more beers and a sing-song. Normally, me and Fury, who's back for the fun event on Sunday, we enjoy a good sing-song at Donington Park. Been many a nights, me, him and Laura, Gary, Dan. Laura's Fury's mum, by the way, if you've ever seen her in the chat. I've had a good sing-song. Gary's coming out the pit lane now, and there's a couple of laps down on the leader. So not the night for Gary Leach really tonight. Skunky's within 9/10. And Matt Wright, by the way, every time he gets close to Patrick Ledger, he can't get through. It takes him a couple of laps to get back there, Phil. And Jamal and Harris, both of them can't get near them. They can't get near each other. They're kind of stuck in limbo.
Yeah, they're kind of in no man's land, aren't they? So... that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, I can't do track days anymore. Because of the insurance.
I've never done one. Never done a track day.
I did more.
I've been to a track day with a friend of mine and actually bumped into Matt Neal driving something at Donington on that day. But he was doing the track day. I was just there, you know, just as a friend really. We'd just gone for a thing. Rob Smith, I was hoping to do a track day for my 50th next year. The insurance companies won't touch me unless I put a 10k up front because of my back. Yeah, fair play. Right to the outside of Patrick Ledger. Move not done again. Jamal gets a little bit closer. Dan's got that gap back up to Skunky to 1.2 seconds, and Matt Wright's now to the outside of Patrick Ledger at Goddard's once again, Phil. And as he tries to get that up and under, Ledger gets it stopped. Matt Wright may have just found a bit of a room. No, he doesn't. Has to wait back in. This has now allowed Jamal to just get that little bit closer. But watch when they follow each other, Phil. When they follow each other and don't fight, Jamal can't catch them. When they start scrapping, Jamal gains a little bit of time.
Yeah. It's just... wow. The Merc just does not suit Jamal's driving style. Does it really, compared with like the McLaren last season?
No, it doesn't.
The McLaren definitely suited him more.
Do you go to Donny a lot then, Richard? Or is it just a track you've driven?
Good too.
I believe we're on about doing Alton Park next year, a few of us from the channel. So if you're at or near Alton Park, we'll be there.
And you got about 80 quid for the weekend ticket for touring cars. I've got the season pass. Oh wait, I haven't officially yet until Christmas Day, but...
Oh, here comes Matt Wright.
Oh,
up the inside. Jamal's now with them, and he's got alongside Patrick Ledger here. The problem is he's going to be on the outside line for Goddard's, and this isn't going to help him. Ben's got past Gary, by the way.
Yep, Ben has got past Gary. Mike goes straight into the pits.
Yeah, as is Ledger.
So's Jamal. Clouded straight in the pits.
Oh, Darren Yo's struggling. He's just gone deep at the hairpin once again. Gary Leach straight into the pits. So I believe Ben's on the same lap now as Mike is what it's saying. So all isn't lost yet at the moment. Fight out front though. Dan Davis leads from Skunky. Patrick Ledger's done his stop first. McGowan's gaining on these two.
Yeah, I think Skunky's having little looks at Dan and then losing time again and dropping back.
I'd agree with that. No, sprinted my Civic at Snetterton, Donny, Cadwell, Croft, Anglesey. Nice.
Cadwell's a hell of a circuit. If you think Alton Park's narrow, drive Cadwell Park.
Yeah. Cadwell Park's an interesting one. This is Skunky then we're on board with. Dan Davis just in front, McGowan just behind. Dan Davis, by the way, here, race win and fastest lap would be the clean sweep on the final race of the season.
Yeah, it would be. Ben's in for his stop. Top 3 don't stop to O'Reilly, who's in. Oh, I believe. Yeah, Wright's been released because Ledger's pitted. So, does Wright stay out to try and jump him?
Yeah, he does. It's going to be interesting.
Ben coming out of the pits.
Going to be interesting. I'm surprised Darren Yeo didn't pit.
No, he's now in front of Ledger, and that's for position. So, Stas turns into Goddard. Does he pull into the pits?
Yeah,
he does.
So this is Skunk 8/10 off the back of Dan McGowan 1.4. Nobody can catch each other. They're all kind of sat in limbo around here at the minute, Phil, aren't they? They're just sort of waiting to catch on.
I think we had more overtaking at Alton Park last week, didn't we? Let me have it, Donny.
There was a couple more cars at Alton Park last week. McGowan should undercut while Skunky hassles Dan. I agree. I think that could be a great plan, but let's wait and see. 7 minutes left of this pit window. You don't know what fuel these guys are running, though, either. You don't know what their strategies are for the changing tyres and running fuel and whatnot.
I'm on it. I'm on board for helicopter. I'm having a look, see what happens. I believe the top
36 is off. That's Clouden. Off at the old hairpin. Looks like he's gone into the wall with the rear as well. Bit of damage on the rear wing. So another night to forget for Jamal in that Mercedes-Benz.
I can imagine the fire now as he burns up the Merc. Does Harris come in? Harris is not in front of Wright. Wright's made a mistake somewhere. He has. And that's the lap car Ben behind him.
Sorry, there was a bang in the kitchen and my eldest is... Jamal very slippy and slidey through the chicane there. He's already pitted as well. Yeah, my eldest was just getting containers ready for... They're making fajitas at school apparently tomorrow before they split for Christmas.
Last day of school for them tomorrow. Fajitas aren't really Christmas food. Where's the turkey?
2's in the freezer. So,
get ours fresh on Monday.
Can't wait for the turkey. Favourite meal of the year? Christmas dinner? Favourite meal of the year? Absolutely love it.
Turkey, gammon, lamb shanks.
Nah.
Yeah.
Can't stand gammon.
All of them. Love gammon.
You get some really salty joints, and I'm not a fan. Skunky pits then. So, in the chat, Rob Smith said about McGowan should undercut. I think Skunky's maybe looking for that undercut now, but it's going to release McGowan to try and hamper Dan. It is Sky who's just ahead of these two. Now, I just want to go back to Cloud in a second. I just want to watch his car a little bit, because he is now got that damage on the rear. And he's a little wide. He's dropped it again. Oh, keep that out the wall. Oh, no, the front takes a whack as he narrowly tries to avoid the wall, Cloud, and then just pushing a little too hard with that rear damage, clips the front. And now he's going to have some front-end damage to go with that rear-end damage, and Jamal's season just matches... Jamal's night matches the season that he's had so far, really, doesn't it? Not his finest moment.
It's been a bit of a four-letter word, hasn't it, for his season?
Crap.
It?
Yeah, you're right.
No, I was thinking a bit worse of words than crap. If it was on my own channel, I'd say it. Because I'm not friendly. Oh, Daz is around. Yeah, Daz is around.
Has he pitted? Daz has pitted now? Yeah,
he has
pitted. He's 9th. Daz has gone off. Where's that at?
Same place
that's up to Coppice, yeah, so same place as Clouden. Very easy to go off there.
You would almost think there's oil on the circuit.
Where's Daz? Daz up to 9th as well. That's due to Ben, Gary and Sky getting disconnected and Mike's dramas, but Yeah, McGowan in for possibly an undercut. Just watching Jamal again. Just going to go on board so we can see his steering wheel here.
I'm just watching where Skunky is on track to McGowan.
Let's just see Jamal through Old Hairpin. Any corrections on the wheel? Not massively, no. And he's
McGowan
taking that
done.
easy.
That'll be close between the red line junkies.
Now Skunky's out. He's ahead of Ben. Matt Wright's trying to get past Skunky up the inside. They're side by side with each other through turn 1. And Skunky gets ahead of Matt Wright. Matt Wright doesn't fight it too hard, knowing that Skunky's pitted and he's still got his stop to do. So Skunky has cause between himself and his teammate.
So, there's McGowan. There's Skunky. Yeah, 3 cars, but 2 cars between them. One of them is for position with Matt Wright.
Daughter won't eat turkey, frogs with chicken for us. Same thing, really. So I'm not against a chicken.
Big bird, isn't it?
I'm not against duck. I don't like it, but I'm not against it.
Oh, I like a bit of duck. It's not to be pink, slightly pink. That's how you cook. Dan boxing.
Yeah, Dan's in. So
It's quite fatty though, duck is.
Oh no, McGowan jumped Skunky, did he? No, Skunky, yeah. McGowan did jump Skunky, yeah, so McGowan did get the jump by pitting later.
Let's see what O'Reilly does. Does O'Reilly pull in some pits?
I don't think it's going to matter at the minute, because I don't think O'Reilly's kind of in any fight, is he? Danny's done. He's on his way out of the pit lane now. Beasley has a late call for the pit entry we see there. Matt Wright also comes... Sorry, Harris has a late call for the pit lane. Matt Wright comes into the pits and Dan Davis extends his gap even more. He's on the exit of turn 1 as McGowan enters it. So Dan Davis, pit stop done, and he can now pull away. We're in a bit of a mid-race lull as Jamal Cloudon is still looking very twitchy through Coppice. Goes onto the grass again. And
I reckon Beasley right now could wish he could race if his...
Yeah, I bet he could.
Didn't have all the trouble he had with his Xbox account.
I bet he does as well.
So Dan's now in front of McGowan. Where's Skunky? Skunky's cleared Ben. Yeah. Harris
It's gone a little quiet now, hasn't it? It's gone a little quiet.
Yeah, Harris has lost out to Ledger. Ledger's in front of Harris.
No, Ledger was already in front of Harris.
But Matt Wright...
Harris has jumped Matt Wright.
Yeah. Harris still overtook him anyway on the road.
He did. Yes, he did. You're right. Yeah. Matt Wright obviously was right up the rear of Ledger, so he's lost out massive time to Ledger.
Now in.
O'Reilly's now in. No surprise he can't go and do another lap.
Not unless he's in the F1 car. Maybe. So, Dan now resumes race lead. But can he get fastest lap off McGowan? If I have a look at the timetables, I'll see what fastest lap is. And if Dan's probably watching the stream, he'll hear me say it's a 126.8. That's the fastest lap of the race. For anyone who wants to try
it.
It
depends if anybody's changed tyres. I don't think anybody's going to beat it if they haven't changed tyres at this stage of the race.
Oh, Cloudon track limit penalty, but I'm not surprised about cars.
He had 2 of them in GT4, so that could help Darren Yeo. Although it is a short drive-through penalty here, it will only cost you 19 seconds. It's not a big one, and Darren Yeo is at Coppice. Jamal Cloudon is at Goddard's, so I think that's going to be more than 19 seconds as Jamal Cloudon straight in to do it. And let's go back to Michael Harris, who's gaining on Patrick Ledger.
Yeah. I can see the pyre being built now for that work. It's on over the hill. Just over there, see it? Rivervamp to drive the car. He's just going to drive the car straight up the wall and through.
Jamal's done his drive through. Where's Dan? Dan had only just left Melbourne, so yeah.
O'Reilly net P4.
Yeah, and he's just in front. He's just in front of this fight as well, Phil, for P5 with Ledger and Harris at the moment.
Clouden wide again, as I got to sneeze.
I think Clouden possibly needs to bring that car into the pits and repair the damage. I really do. Maybe even put a new set of tyres on. Just get the car to the end. You don't want to keep smashing it up so it's so bad. I mean, Mike's a lap behind. So where's Jamal on track? Jamal's at Coppice. Nope. Yeah, he's at Coppice. Darren's coming up to McLean's. Mike is now on the same lap. So the more mistakes Jamal makes, the easier it's going to be for Mike Matthews to catch him. But, you know,
catching one's thing.
Catching is one thing, passing's another. But while Jamal's making as many mistakes as he is, you know, that makes passing a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think he needed the scissor hands again. Meanwhile, battle for the lead, 2.6 seconds through the last sector.
Yeah, it's the battle for fifth. I'm watching Ledges. His time come down. Excuse me. It's gone back up now a couple of tenths to Kieran O'Reilly, but it did just drop to Kieran O'Reilly slightly for a moment.
Yeah, it's O'Reilly's, what, 2 seconds in front?
It was 1.8. It did drop to 1.6, so we'll keep our eyes out on keep our eyes on this fight. But at the minute, as it stands, it is going to go the way of Dan Davis in this race. It's been a fantastic race for him as well today.
Yeah, it has, yeah. A shame about Ben, Gary's and Sky's disconnections.
Yeah. Yeah, really well. Great to see them back in, though, fighting hard and sticking with it.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to qualify bang on into the new season, do
No,
you?
this is it. This is it.
Because that's what will happen. You will have a qualifying ban in the new season.
So Porsche didn't take pole. We'll have to wait for that to get its 50th. Also, that adds to Dan's most successes around here. 3 poles, 4 wins at Donington Park. Mercedes.
A Porsche could get pole. A Porsche could get pole on Sunday.
Stats don't count for Sunday.
Oh, they should.
It's only a fun event.
Oh, I think they should start.
We've added lap records as well, so for GT4, so we'll be updating the lap records page. Obviously, I've been for Project Cars 2 in the past, so yeah, they'll be updated, and we can remind a few people of them as the season goes on. As somebody had a moment, the 74 is off. Who's the 74? That's O'Reilly. Who's returned to the pit lane? So what has happened to Kieran O'Reilly there? He went off. I heard the car revving like mad, and off he's gone.
Don't tell me that was a pedal box failure. If that's revving like mad and throttle stuck open. He's had no end of wheel issues this season.
So Kieran O'Reilly in the pits. That'll at least be 2 minutes plus any damages received. So now Patrick Ledger running P4. Harris is 6 tenths off the back from Ledger's held his own tonight. He's been really good, to be fair.
He has. He's been a very good defensive driver.
Jamal Clouden, so as he comes past the line, that'll put Jamal up a place. And Darren Yeo and Mike Matthews. Ben and Gary and Tibbs have got to unlap themselves from O'Reilly. And Jamal here just not looking comfortable in that Mercedes. Is that wing slightly dipped a bit? No, I don't think it has.
No.
But Jamal Clouden is now going to cross the line and I think be ahead of Kieran O'Reilly out there on the track. We'll keep our eyes on the Discord for any update. He is typing in the Discord now.
Ledger holds off Harris for another. Yeah, over.
So Clouden's through. O'Reilly's now going to be behind Darren and then Mike. Where's Mike? Mike's coming down the SimPlay straight. Mike's 26 seconds off the back of Darren Yeo with just under 20 minutes to go. Final race of the season.
Lead's under a second. Lead is under a second.
It is. Any reason why? No, no reason why. It actually looks a bit closer than the 8 tenths there. So is the Lexus just struggling a little bit at this stage of the race? Track temps dropped to 24 degrees. So track temps come down a little bit here.
Well,
there we go.
Climbed? It was 22 earlier.
I thought it was 25. It might have been 22, so it possibly has climbed.
Because I keep an eye on this gun.
Well, we're currently watching Skunky. Dango's defensive there. On McGowan, sorry, not Skunky. They've got Jamal Clouden just in front, who I can't see blue flags being waved for at the moment. So far for Jamal, he's okay. Now there's a marshal's post that wasn't waving a blue flag, and we have now lost O'Reilly.
He said something in Discord, which, sorry boys, I take the quality ban. I'm not racing with this. Insert swear word here, it's undrivable. That was... Insert Anglo-Saxon swear word there. So yeah, half a second for the lead. Is the Lexus burnt through its tyres?
Oh, we'll wait and see. Cloudon's still not being checked. In fact, I think that was a blue flag being waved there by the marshal. Let's go on board, Dan. Can we see any blue flags being waved? Yes. So that's two. That's at least one corner. I'm sure it's two though. Yeah, Cloudon now pulls out the way. Yeah, he's right out the way now for Dan. As him and McGowan put a lap on Cloudon then. So Ben and Gary and Sky will all gain an extra place as well.
Yep. So we're back down to 12. So what's everyone's plans for Christmas in chat? Yeah, there's a conversation. Whilst we have a battle for the lead and a battle for fourth still between Ledger and...
You keep an eye on Ledger and Harris. I'm just watching Matt Wright. And Dan Davis.
You mean McGowan?
Sorry, McGowan and Dan Davis. Apologies, because I was looking at Matt Wright's name.
So again, they're just defending so well. It's so hard for people to overtake him.
Yeah, it is. And to be fair, around these British circuits, Phil, you know, it's difficult to overtake apart from the likes of Silverstone, which is a bit wider.
Well, yeah, because Silverstone's a F1 grade and grade 1. All the others are grade 2 or 3 in Britain. Some don't even have a grade. As Harris. The Ferrari's just got a little bit better legs around here than the Lexus.
Where did Harris finish in race 1? Can you check on the timetables for me? Because I was just looking at the results.
Timetables, race 1.
2 8th places.
Harris. Race 1, please, thank you. Go. Harris was 7th.
Who was 4th?
Because
so I got
4th was Mike.
Well. Mike was 4th, thank you.
Yeah, Mike was 4th because
Skunky 5th,
O'Reilly had his time penalty, didn't he?
Skunky 5th, yeah.
Skunky 5th.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. That helps the driver of the day.
To be honest, at the moment, I can't see much past Dan. Driver of the day.
Oh no, I've got one. Benny's angry lolly still shouting upstairs. Says Chris. Rob Smith, what's he got planned for Christmas? He's testing next year's car. Obviously, Rob will do. When's the draw, Rob, for what car selection it will be? When do we know?
I think you need to put a video on Discord so we could all watch it, so we can see the draw of your car.
Gap out front's opened up. Gap between Ledger and Harris has also opened up. So Dan just started to pull away a bit more. Now I've gone a bit low. We have put the driver of the day poll up early because what we are going to do is do a driver of the season one.
Can I answer my driver of the season now?
Yeah, why not?
Because we're at that phase of the race. Well, it's hard to not look past Dan, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
He's been absolute dominant. As soon as we brought the BOP in, he was like, yeah, I'm going to use the Lexus. Get the championship in the front engine car.
He said, yeah, that was his goal, wasn't it? Get a championship in the front engine car. And it was about which front engine car he used. He fell in love with the Lexus. And that's what Dan did, and I don't think it's any secret that Dan set out that he's going to try and do it in a rear engine car next year, which is the Porsche. So he's not kept it a secret, has he? He's been pretty open about that.
No, he was in FPL server on Sunday in the Porsche.
He's tested it for Donny this week. He's done more testing in the Porsche this week for Donny than he had in the actual Lexus. And so, yeah, as a Christmas treat, the calendar will be dropping over the Christmas period. GT3 has been decided by Team Tom. We'll see what other series is confirmed, and then draw that car. Can you tell us the country of the car, Rob Smith? Or what cars aren't in the hat to be drawn out? Let's ask that one.
It's over Britain, Germany, Italy, Japan, America.
So as they come down towards the Fogarty S's, 31st lap, 13 minutes still left on the clock. Skunky's got a heck of a run on Dan through the Fogarty S's. McGowan, apologies, keep calling him Skunky. It's because McGowan's missed a couple of weeks. Oh, bit of a tap on the rear of Dan there.
Yeah, but Dan now going to have to defend heavily into Goddard's. Clouden taking out of the way of Skunky behind him.
Yeah. These two fighting now. This could help Skunky.
Could bring Skunky into it, couldn't it? As you can hear the wail of Sky's Porsche. Yeah, but driver of the season, it's not so hard not to look past now, isn't it? Really? Ooh.
Mustang for Rob Smith next season. He did well in the old Ferrari, so Mustang for next. Is that both of you for Team Tom? Because obviously old Sim Racer might be making that step up into Pro. That's the problem. So we'll have to see. Sky Schundelmeyer is back into the pits, and I believe he must have had an off somewhere because he was ahead of Dan Davis and
I think he went straight on at Redgate. Could be that his arm's now absolutely caning again. And bear in mind, he's going to be in the Porsche Cup car on Sunday, and they had no assist at all. So that's got to be hard work. Dan defending the Melbourne.
Yeah. Well, he's got to three-quarter distance because he came straight back in after he got disconnected. So, McGowan just trying to open that door a little bit.
Tease it open, just tease it.
Don't be like that, Rob Smith. So we're back down to 11 cars on the track at the minute. Sky back in the pit lane.
As Dan, helicopter cam looking at him down from through the Carrera curves. What a spectacle! As I'll show off.
But Ian McGowan at the minute putting down under some immense pressure. Skunky's got the gap down to 2.8, so he has started to close on these two while they're fighting.
All three, the top three of this race, will all be together by the end.
Yeah,
as the Lexus tyres are probably dying.
I think Dan looks like he's given up a little bit here.
Yeah.
I do think
maybe he should have did what Ellie did in Pro-Am, change tyres. Through the Fogarty S's, drop down into the Melbourne Loop.
Thing is, Dan being a 10-time champ, he knows what to do to defend around here, doesn't he? He knows exactly where to put the car.
And he keeps the number one on the car next season.
Yeah, he does.
But for a fun event, he can run his usual 16.
We're down the start straight. 4 tenths is the gap. 2.5 back to Skunky then from the back of Ian McGowan at the moment.
Ledger and Harris aren't even around Melbourne Loop yet.
No, and they're 4th and 5th.
Very spread out, really, isn't it, the field this time round?
Yeah, it is.
one thing I have noticed, Daz has closed some time up on Jamal. He's now, it was about 30
I'm not,
seconds.
I'm not surprised,
18.
you know. I'm not surprised because of the fact Jamal has obviously got that bit of damage.
Yeah, Ben, unfortunately, got disconnected. He could have been fighting for the top 5, I reckon, this race. But shame about the disconnect. The same with Gary. But was Gary's because of the server, or was it because Gary's thrown into the pits? Is Gary?
Well, possibly so. We'll wait and see. Dan defending heavily here from Ian McGowan.
Tell you what, the influx of the field this season has been fantastic. All three categories. We don't know what we're having next season, whether it's GT4s again, or GT2s, or Porsche Cup, or even an AM League. We should be in GT4s. But we just don't know if we are going to have that another series to go with the main two for Pro and Pro.
The pole is out for. Oh, Dan's had a wiggle through the old hairpins. Going to go back to Patrick Ledger and Harris. They're together on track. Nothing happening at the moment. Yeah, the side series probably coming back for GT4s.
I won't be surprised. They're such a popular class.
Yeah,
they're great fun.
We've put the poll out on the Discord for the drivers to vote on. So yeah, the drivers. Mike's also in the pits.
Is Mike going for fastest lap? Oh, Dan defending into...
Dan is defending into the Foggy TSs. Gary's in there for a long time, so this could be a fastest lap run for Gary and for Mike. I'm not sure what's happening with them two then.
Dan defending again. I've got the hiccups, well done.
Yeah, Dan defending very heavily there. Gives himself a tight entry in. And
this will definitely bring
closer.
Skunky
Yeah,
in.
he's getting closer already, Phil. You can see it.
Yeah, the other blue Ferrari is coming with the black stripe.
Mike Matthews has put a pink waving emoji on there. Gary's back out the pits. I know what Mike's waving at. He's probably going for fastest lap.
He probably is, isn't he? Oh, he's saying, hi, how are you in the comms box? But as they drop down the craners into the old hairpin, Dan ekes out a little bit here. Didn't one right as wide this time through old hairpin. And where Starkey's Bridge used to be, in just McLean's. Here comes Coppice. The old circuit used to go further out into the forest. Well, it used to be surrounded by trees, Donington did. In the pre-war days. Down the SimPlay straight. Such a quick lap here, like just Donington. Dan not defending as much this time round into Melbourne.
Sorry, just to reply there to a message. Dan's got a lot of understeer, says Richard Beasley, who might be in his stream. Mike's back out on track. That is a retirement from Sky Schundelmeyer as well, by the way. If he's got to three-quarter distance, will score the points.
Yeah.
That is a retirement to his name.
As Harris cannot get past Ledger.
No, he can't, and Ledger's done really well, because Matt Wright couldn't get past him either earlier, could he? So, you know, brilliant job from Ledger.
Brilliant job, defensive driving by Ledger. Daz is now 8 seconds behind Loudon. No, it'd be interesting to see. I reckon Mike heard me say what the fastest lap was currently as well, so...
Oh, that's a call that's round. That's Gary Leach. Just pitted, put a fresh set of boots on. Round he goes, driver of the season has got pole gone up. You check if he's hit anything. He's back going now as McGowan looking to get a great run on Dan then. Down the SimPlay straight they come once more. And then
Gary has
turn
damage
once
front end.
again. Darren Yeo. Or as somebody on Sunday night, Gary's got now a drive-through penalty for track limits to add to his woes as well.
Yeah.
Gotta love that from
might...
Gary Leach.
What are you going to call him later? Such a sweat, isn't he, old Gary?
No, he's only anything but a sweat at the moment. Driver of the season poll has gone out, so you can get your vote in for that. But keep your eyes on Darren Yeo. 7.3 seconds is that gap at the moment. Dan suffering with a lot of understeer, says Richard Beasley in the chat. So this could be McGowan's chance. Let's ride on board with McGowan and let's see a bit of this understeer from Dan Davis. And here we go. Down through the crane of curves they come. Dan, you just see there, just did understeer a little wide, misses the apex properly of the corner. McGowan now gets his opportunity to come alongside Dan Davis, and Dan just squeezes him to the curb just slightly there. And now as McGowan got a nose up the inside into McLean's, Matt Neal-esque up the inside at McLean's. Lovely move from McGowan. Dan can do nothing about it, and it will not be the clean sweep for Dan Davis today, but Ian McGowan back in the lead of this race, or for the first time, should I say, in the lead of this race. And Dan now on the grass a little bit. Skunky's only 1.8 behind. Keep your eyes on that. Darren Yeo has got the gap down to 6.9 to Jamal Clouden.
About 3 to go, I guess.
Oh, Dan was in the gravel a little bit there. Skunky needs to make sure everything's perfect here because Dan is just making a couple of mistakes, but that could be due to the car just starting to understeer. He's trying to get back up and under. McGowan has a wiggle on the exit there, side by side once again, coming up the hill towards Redgate Goddard's corner, for the 38th time. Dan looking for the up and under, goes deep, tries to come back and cut through, can't do so. McGowan manages to do exactly what he needed to. Skunky's within 1.3.
Yeah, it could be on. McGowan defending. Oh, Dan had to put the anchors on. Not to run in the back of McGowan.
McGowan's going to try everything he can to make sure that he stays in front of Dan Davis in this race, possibly help his teammate get a little bit closer as well.
Yeah, to feel Dan Skunky's there. We've got a three-way fight for the lead with 2 laps roughly to go. Time they cross the line, be about a lap to go.
So 3-way fight for the lead. Michael Harris still on the back of Patrick Ledger for 5th and 4th.
I'm also keeping an eye on the 11, see if it goes purple for fastest lap of the race. 6.5 Darren Yeo behind Clouden.
Dan gets a great run through the chicane, now comes back onto the back of McGowan. To the outside he's going to go, but he's not going to be able to do it around there. Although McGowan's gone a little deep, could compromise his exit. He will keep that inside line though, going into Goddard's. And Dan Davis just cannot get it done. Is he in front? Dan is technically in front, but McGowan has the better line than Dan. Dan will be on the outside through there. He gets a bit of a shove onto the grass there, does Dan Davis. From McGowan, a bit of a twitch from McGowan, puts him into the side of Dan. Final lap of this race, and it's a red line junkies 1-2 with McGowan from Skunky.
Yeah, it is, and Harris is still on the back of Ledger. Still there. Just cannot find a way past that Ferrari.
It's now for the race lead between Skunky and McGowan. No, Skunky's gone! He's off! Into the wall he goes! And Dan Davis will take back second place. Patrick Ledger's way too far behind to get second. But this could now be that McGowan's going to win this race from Dan Davis, from Skunky.
Ledger's only just crossed the start line.
Darren Yeo, by the way, 6.1 behind Jamal, so he's catching Jamal, but he's ran out of time in this race.
Yeah, as there's Mike behind Skunky. Mike's name go purple.
McGowan's got a drive-through at the very end of the race. McGowan has got a drive-through penalty, and Dan Davis will now take the race win. It's all happened on the final lap here in the GT3 race. Dan Davis.
That had been going through the chicane, but I think McGowan's far enough ahead to get the podium.
Well, McGowan seemed to go really slow to let Dan back through. Dan Davis takes the race win. McGowan will be second place from that of Skunky. Mike Matthews down in 9th place behind. Where is Patrick Ledger?
Mike didn't do it.
No, he didn't do it. And Michael Harris is on the back of Patrick Leisure here then.
As they come up to Goddard's for our final time of the season.
And Patrick Leisure will take the P4 from Michael Harris in 5th place.
Well, wait until the 32nd. Oh, it's got to be close, isn't it?
It's possibly so, actually, yeah. Possibly so.
Ledger might be on the podium.
Ledger might be on the podium. Somebody has left. That's Jamal. We do ask drivers stay until the very, very end to be able to see them. But there's the SimPlay Racing boys coming round in unison as Constructors Champions.
3rd time on the bounce as Constructors Champions.
And we are now going to jump into, they've tapped each other, we're now going to jump into the Discord call to speak with our podium finishers and also some of our admin people.
I'm not for you to connect with Discord.
Green light, go, go, go.